Well, good evening there to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from Scott Manning YouTube Sports Talk. It is now time for my college basketball wrap-up show. I'm sure you've seen the guide of where you've seen the information of what I'm going to be guiding you through tonight. But I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the show because I got a lot to talk about as usual. So we're just going to go ahead and get going and let's have a great show. Let's have fun. And I got a lot of things I got to talk about, and we're going to start it right out of the gate with Louisville just trouncing number 12 North Carolina today. Excuse me. Like I said, Louisville just shocked North Carolina today, 83-62. North Carolina did not lead in this ball game at all. They just played flat awful. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. Kenny Williams, 12 points, 2 rebounds. Cameron Johnson, 10 points, 2 rebounds for him. That was it. Those were the only 2 stars for the game. And poor North Carolina coach Roy Williams almost had thought he had a seizure out there out on court side because he was just shocked at how bad they were playing. Here's some cases in point. From the field, they shot 20 for 58, 34.6% today. From three-point land, the lowest of the season, 3 of 22 for 13.6%. At the free throw line, their only bright spot, if you could call it a bright spot, 19 to 27 for 70.4%. Louisville out-rebounded North Carolina today, 40 to 31. Louisville out-rebounded North Carolina today, 40 to 31. Louisville out-assisted them, 17-13. In North Carolina, 15 turnovers today. They turned the ball over 15 times. They had 23 in their upset victory, in their victory over NC State. And a lot of things stuck out today. Louisville, 28 of 54 for 51.4%. 11 of 26 from three-point land. That's 42.3%. Now, grant you Louisville only shot 16 of 26 from the free throw line for only 61.5%. Chris Mack has got the Louisville Cardinals going in the right direction. Dwayne Sutton, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, a double-double for him today. Jordan Nalwa, 17 points, 3 rebounds. Christian Cunningham, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Stephen Enoch came off the bench with a double-double of his own, 17 points, 11 rebounds today. This is North Carolina's worst loss under Roy Williams. North Carolina just played awful. They did not lead at all in the game today. I was thinking early game on, North Carolina would come out ready to play. They didn't even show up at all. And I'm sure North Carolina coach Roy Williams decided to take a little course in Bobby Knight foul methodology 101. And I'm sure he was in the locker room cussing and screaming at his players. And they deserved it. They just played awful. 3 of 22 from three-point land, 20 of 58 from the field for 34.5%. And you had 15 turnovers. You got out-rebounded 40 to 31 against Louisville. So now, here's the question. Do we need to be talking about Louisville joining this already crowded race in the ACC? A lot of people are still on the fence with that, and I'm one of them. Because Louisville, they knocked off North Carolina. This is a fantastic start. So do you think they're ready to compete yet? I'm still a little bit on the fence with that. Let's see what happens when they get against 2 teams like Florida State, Duke, Virginia. Then we'll see if they're for real. But I'm going to be totally honest with you. Louisville, after losing to Pitt, they came out ready to play. And an 83-62 victory, the worst defeat under North Carolina coach Roy Williams at home. Louisville humiliated them in Chapel Hill. That's something else to think about. The worst defeat in about almost 3 or 4 years. Roy Williams needs to be going in and screaming at his players. And there was another warning sign. They had 2 mediocre practices on Thursday and Friday. That was a troublesome sign right there. And nobody didn't tell me that. But you have to have fantastic practices if you want to win ball games. Excuse me. I'm going to say this, though. Louisville was ready. North Carolina was napping. That's all I got to say about this game here on this day. Now, The next game I want to talk about, number 1 Duke, number 13 Florida State. Duke with a Cam Reddish 3, almost right at the horn, gives it to Duke over Florida State today. And I will give the Florida State Seminoles credit for this game. Phil Call for 21.7 rebounds. Mafandou Kaneko, 24 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for him. PJ Savoy, 10 points, 3 rebounds. But what can you say about Duke today? Zion Williamson got poked in the eye at the end of the first half. If it weren't for that, Duke probably would have ran away with it. But anyway, Zion Williamson had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. He did not play at all in the second half because he got poked right in the eye. But when you got R.J. Barrett who could step up, 32 big points, 3 rebounds today. Cam Reddish, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. The game winner with just a couple of seconds left. That was an unbelievable ball game. But what else really happened to Florida State? Florida State, they did pretty well shooting from the field, 25 of 62, 40.3%. They were 8 of 25 from three-point land. That's only 32%. They shot very well from the free throw line, 20 of 24 for 83.3%. That was unreal. And Florida State out-rebounded Duke today 42-34. They out-assisted them today 16-14. Now, Florida State had 17 turnovers. That kind of hurt them a little bit, and they also had 14 fouls. But for Duke, 30 of 65. That's 46.2%. 11 of 24 from three-point land, and that includes the Cam Reddish game winner at 45.8%. At the free throw line today, Duke only had 15 free throws, nailed 9 of them for 60%. And they had 15 fouls in this game. But what can you say about the freshman sensations? Zion Williamson getting hurt at the end of the first half, but R.J. Barrett and Cam Reddish stepped up in a big, big way. And it was proven today. Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski said after the game, I was never so proud of my guy, never so proud of my team and the way we stepped up late in the going. Florida State coach Leonard Hamilton said after the game, I just couldn't believe. We were all so worried about Barrett, we forgot about Reddish. We all messed up. And that loss is on me. And I'll tell you right now, I'm a little bit disappointed, but I will say this, though. We had a great game. I'm proud of my players because we played our hearts out all game long. And I will give both teams the credit for that. Duke and Florida State, this game was a battle. Nobody gave an inch. And I'll tell you right now, despite the fact that Zion Williamson got hurt, Duke still found a way to win. It wasn't pretty, but they got the job done. And that's all I can say. This game was a classic from start to finish. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. Do you think, has Cam Reddish all of a sudden become the new favorite for player of the year? Or is it going to be R.J. Barrett or is it going to be Zion Williamson? One of those three, folks, is going to win National Player of the Year. And that's all there is to it. The performance that Barrett gave today, 32 big points, that was something. Cam Reddish with the game-winning 3 at the end, that's what got the job done today for Duke. But this game was a classic, and I watched it from start to finish. And I'm going to tell you now, this was a game well worth the price of admission. And that's all there is to it. All right, let's talk about Pitt, NC State. The NC State Wolfpack did beat Pitt 86-80, but Pitt made a game of it. And I'll tell you right now, they have nothing to hang their heads about. NC State player Walker White got ejected from the game after getting assessed a technical foul for tripping a Pitt player when he grabbed his ankle and tripped him and he caused a fall. He got kicked out of the game. Now for NC State, Torin Dorn, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, a double-double for him today. Devon Daniels, 19 points, 4 rebounds. J.J. Vanderberg, 18 points, 9 rebounds. Eric Lockett, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists off the bench. That was big today. And they had to have every single one. They had to have every bit of that today. Now for Pitt. Xavier Johnson, 25 points. Aris Tony, 17.6 rebounds. Jared Wilson Frame, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Terrell Brown, 10 points, 8 rebounds today. And that was it for Pitt. Now, where was this game decided? Now, I will give NC State this. They shot 30-7. Yeah, and that's going to be coming up later in the show. That's going to be a little bit later, but I got to get through the games first. Let you know what games I saw here today. Now, you have not missed the Hardwood Awards. You have not missed those yet. Those will be coming up a little bit later on. Now for Pitt. They shot 25 of 55 from the field. That's 45.5%. Three-point shooting was pretty good at 6 of 13 for 46.2%. Now, Pitt shot a fantastic 24 of 28 for 85.7%. But NC State out-rebounded Pitt today 44-34. They got NC State out-assisted Pitt today 16-13. Pitt had 17 turnovers. That kind of hurt them a little bit. And, of course, they had 21 fouls as a team today. NC State, they shot 30 of 71 for 42.3%. The three-point shooting was a little bit iffy at 7 of 20 for 35%. At the free throw line, NC State shot 19 of 25 for 76%. But there was one technical foul that was assessed on Walker Wyatt for tripping the Pitt player earlier today. And that's what kind of hurt them. But now, where was this game decided? NC State out-rebounded Pitt today 44-34. Pitt had 17 turnovers, a couple of them very late in the game. That kind of killed them a little bit right there. And the bottom line is, NC State coach Kevin Keyes said after the game, it is remarkable what our team has done. We came back to beat Pitt. If we would have lost this game, that would have really hurt us right there in the ACC race. I'm really proud of our team. I'm going to have a nice little talk with Walker Wyatt for what he did, and he's going to hear about it from me personally. So basically, NC State escapes with a big victory today. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is a game that could have gone either way. For a while, Pitt led it, and then NC State pulled away at the end. So NC State, they're lost, and they make up for a big way to their loss to North Carolina, but they're still going to drop in the polls, in my opinion. But they got the job done here on this day. Okay, the next game I want to talk about. Number 14, Mississippi State. Ole Miss knocking off number 14, Mississippi State today. What a game this was. 4 technical fouls were assessed because of some fireworks during the game. During the shenanigans, you know how it is. These two teams do not like each other, and they've made no bones about it. Now, for Ole Miss, Blake Hidson, 26 points, 5 rebounds. Brian Tyree, 19 points, 5 assists. Terrence Davis, 12 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 assists today. For Mississippi State, Quindary Witherspoon, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Lamar Peters, 16 points, 4 assists. Nick Witherspoon, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. This game was crazy. Ole Miss had a chance just to pull it away and but they decided to try to get too pretty with it. But this game was a lot closer than a lot of people realized it would be. I will give Mississippi State. They shot 30 of 64. That's 46.9%. From three-point land, the three-point shooting is what hurt them. 6 of 21 for 28.6%. At the free throw line, they got hurt. 11 of 16 for 68.8%. Now, Mississippi State did out-rebound Ole Miss 38-30 today. But Ole Miss out-assisted Mississippi State today 15-11. And Mississippi State did have 15 turnovers. Both teams did have 17 fouls today, but the 4 technical fouls is what stuck out to me because there's some players that just cannot control their temper for anything. Now, for Ole Miss, they did everything just about exactly right. 27 of 58 for 46.6%. From three-point land, this was big today. Ole Miss shot 12 of 31 for 38.7%. They were 15 of 20 today at the free throw line. That's 75%, people. They did and despite the fact they got out-rebounded today, 38-30, they only had like 11 or 12 turnovers today. That was huge. Now all of a sudden, with Mississippi State going down, do we need to be talking about Ole Miss joining the SEC race? There's a lot of things to talk about there, but I'm going to tell you right now, the one thing that really stuck out to me was Mississippi's lack of three-point shooting, and they got beat at the free throw line today. That's what killed them. The three-point shooting is what gave this game to Ole Miss, bottom line. And despite the fact that Ole Miss tried to play pretty at the end, and they tried to let Mississippi State back into it, the bottom line is there were some struggles down the road. But Ole Miss got the job done today, 81-77. This was a big victory for them today. And I'll tell you right now, Ole Miss did themselves a favor by trying to at least get back into the NCAA tournament. I know it's only like January 12th or 13th, but it's not too early to be thinking about March Madness. It's really not, if you stop and think about it. Okay, the next game that needs to be talked about, Kansas State shocking Iowa State today, 58-57. Iowa State had a 57-52 lead with 2.5 minutes left. They went scoreless the rest of the way. For Iowa State, they shot 21 of 50 for 42% today. Excuse me. Three-point shooting, or the lack thereof, 9 of 24 for 37.5%. Here's the problem with Iowa State. They were only 6 of 12 at the free throw line for 50% today. Kansas State out-rebounded Iowa State today, 39-31. Now, Iowa State did out-assist Kansas State 15-12. Now, Kansas State did have 12 turnovers to Iowa State's 11. And they did have 16 team fouls today. Now, for Kansas State, 20 of 56 for 35.7%. They shot awful today, and they still found a way to win. They shot 7 of 22 from three-point land for 31.8%. Not very good. They were 11 of 14 at the free throw line today for 78.6%. That's pretty good. Now, Kansas State did out-rebound Iowa State today, 39-31. But I will say this, though. The final 2.5 minutes is what hurt Iowa State today. After coming off of a big victory over Kansas last Saturday night, it was a bad performance today by the Cyclones in the closing seconds. That's what killed them today. And here's the case in point. Nick Walker-Babb, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Mariel Shayak. Last Saturday, he had like about 20-some points against Kansas. 9 points, 4 rebounds today against Kansas State. That was it. Now, for Kansas State, Barry Brown Jr., 23 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Canal Stokes, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. That was it for him today. But Kansas State got the job done, and they may have just gotten themselves back into the middle of the Big 12 race and back into the discussion because, as you know right now, Kansas State is on the bubble, and that's a fact. I'm not going to lie to you. Kansas State did have some struggles along the way. They started out as the number 12 team in the country. They've had some struggles today. Now, Kansas State has a chance to play themselves off the bubble. Will that happen? We'll have to wait and see on that. All right, the next game I want to talk about. Iowa upsets number 16 Ohio State today, 72-62. The Buckeyes are now below 500 in conference play. After losing to Rutgers on Wednesday night, the Buckeyes have not been themselves at all. Iowa beat Ohio State today, 72-62. Iowa, 25 of 55 today for 45.5% from the field today. Ohio State, only 22 of 59 for 37.3%. Now, despite Iowa's lack of three-point shooting, only 4-16 for 25%, they did pretty well from the free throw line today as they went 18 to 25 for 72%. Ohio State from three-point land, 10 to 25 for 40%. They shot a little bit better from three-point land, from beyond the arc today. At the free throw line, they were only 8 of 11 for 72.7%. Both teams today did have 37 rebounds, but Ohio State had 21 turnovers. You can't turn the ball over more than 20 times and expect to win. And Ohio State did have 23 team fouls as well. That's what hurt them along the way as well. Andre Wesson, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Not much to brag about today for Ohio State. C.J. Jackson, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Nothing to brag about there as well. But for Iowa, Tyler Cook was back and everybody knew it. 15 points, 8 rebounds today. Luka Garza, 16 points, 4 rebounds. Joe Weiskamp, 10.7 rebounds today. Ryan Kreiner came off the bench with 11 points and 2 rebounds today as well. So Iowa coach Fran McCaffrey said this after the game. Our team really came to play. Tyler Cook was ready to go. And I mean, we put him out on the court. He was just being himself. Ohio State coach Chris Holtmann said after the game, what can we do? We got to figure out something and fast. We're now below 500 in conference play. We're going to be out of the top 25 now as a result of this. And I'm very disappointed in our team's effort. We did not answer the bell. We couldn't get anything done. When we go back home, maybe we'll get some home wins and get ourselves back into this race. Because right now, we're totally lost. And the bottom line is, we're struggling. Iowa coach Fran McCaffrey said, our team's still got a long way to go. But this is a great start for us. We're now into the meat of conference play. And we're going to have to wait and see what happens. And everybody realizes what we're going to be up against the rest of the way. So now Iowa has the Iowa Hawkeyes picked themselves right into the middle of the Big Ten race. Only time will tell that. Excuse me. Only time will tell that as far as Iowa and Ohio State. Ohio State's now below 500 in conference play. But they're still in a pretty good position to get into the NCAA tournament for now. But Iowa right now, they're just clicking on all cylinders at this moment. 3 straight losses for Ohio State. That's going to hurt their chances big time. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with the Buckeyes this week. And that's all I'm going to say for the moment. All right. Last but certainly not least today, number 21 Marquette beats Seton Hall today 70-66. This was a classic. This is a good old-fashioned Big East battle. And that's all there is to it. Marcus Howard, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists today for Marquette. Sekar Ammon, 14 points, 2 assists. Sam Hauer, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Theo John, a double-double for him today, 10 points, 11 rebounds for Marquette on this day. Now, as far as Seton Hall went, Miles Powell, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Quincy McKnight, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists today. Sandro Mabaski, 13 points, 6 rebounds. Michael Nezzi, 12 points, 2 rebounds for him today. Now, where was this game decided? Despite the fact that Marquette turned the ball over 20 times to Seton Hall's 14, Marquette still found a way to win it. Marquette, they were 22 of 54 today for 40.7% from the field. From the field for Seton Hall, 27 of 64 for 42.2%. The three-point shooting was just a nightmare. Marquette, 6 of 23 for 26.1%. Seton Hall, a little bit better if you could say that, 6 of 19 for 31.6%. This game was decided at the free throw line. Marquette went 20 of 24 for 83.3% from the free throw line. Seton Hall, only 6 of 9 for 66.7%. Now, Marquette did barely out-rebound Seton Hall today, 35-34. Marquette barely out-assisted Seton Hall today, 14-13. And despite 20 turnovers for Marquette, they still found a way to win. You cannot turn the ball over 20 or more times and expect to win. Marquette got lucky today. Seton Hall had 19 fouls. That's what kept Marquette in this game. Marquette only had 12. And that was it. The Marquette Golden Eagles have proven to me that they're the team to beat. They're the team to beat in the Big East right now. Marquette head coach Steve Wojciechowski said after the game, this was a remarkable victory for our team. These guys here, we're going to win the Big East crown. Because right now, Villanova is struggling. They're struggling right now. Yes, they did beat St. John's the other night. And Jay Wright, they're starting to play better right now. But right now, for the time being, we're the team to beat in the Big East. And I mean, we got St. John's behind us. And it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes this week. Bottom line. All right, folks. It is now time to hand out the Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Awards. We have some hardwood awards to hand out today from all the games. Let's start it out with Louisville, North Carolina. Dwayne Sutton, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Jordan Noah, 17 points, 3 rebounds. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Christian Cunningham, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Stephen Enoch, 17 points, 11 rebounds today. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. And now, for the Duke and Florida State contest, I got 3 awards to hand out. R.J. Barrett, 32 points, 3 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Cam Reddish, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Zion Williamson, despite the fact not playing in the second half, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. You know what? He proved a lot to me in the first half just before he got poked in the eye. So therefore, I am going to give Zion Williamson a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award because I feel that it's the right thing to do. All right, for the Pitt NC State contest, I got 4 awards to hand out. Torin Dorn, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Devon Daniels, 19 points, 4 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. DJ Funderburk, 18 points, 9 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Eric Lockett, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Coming off the bench. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now, let's move on to the Ole Miss Mississippi State contest. Ole Miss got the upset victory. I got some awards to hand out there too. Blake Hinson, 26 points, 5 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Breon Tyree, 19 points, 5 assists today. He stepped up. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Terrence Davis, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now, for the Kansas State-Iowa State contest, 2 awards to hand out. Barry Brown Jr., 23 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Canal Stokes, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now for the Iowa-Ohio State contest. Iowa upset Ohio State today 72-62. I got 4 awards to hand out. Tyler Cook came back from his knee issues, came back with 15 points, 8 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Luka Garza, 16 points, 4 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Joe Weiskamp, 10 points, 7 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Ryan Kreiner, 11 points, 2 rebounds. Coming off the bench, you just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. All right, for the Marquette Seton Hall contest, I got 4 awards to hand out. Marcus Howard, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Sakar Animan, 14 points, 2 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Sam Howard, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Theo John, 10 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double for you. You, my friend, I think you're a first-time recipient, but anyway, congratulations to you. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. All right. Before I go any further, I want to say congratulations to all my Hardwood Award winners tonight. You guys deserve these awards, and it's been a great day in college basketball. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my closing thoughts on this week, for this Saturday. I don't know where to begin. Well, I do have an idea where I want to start. Duke, Florida State. Cam Reddish, Mr. Clutch 3 at the end, getting the job done against the Seminoles. What can you say? The Duke, Florida State game was an absolute classic. We knew this game would be a crazy one, and it lived up to all the hype and it lived up to all the craziness. Dick Vitale was in Tallahassee. Some of those shots that Florida State took, some of those shots came from downtown Jacksonville, or down. The game was in Tallahassee. Dickie V saw some of those bad shots that Florida State was taking. He said some of those shots came from Gainesville. And I made a comment to myself saying some of those shots might have come from Daytona Beach. But it is what it is. But Cam Reddish, what can you say? Stepping up after Zion Williamson got hurt and got poked in the eye. What can you say? Cam Reddish stepped up in a big, big way. R.J. Barrett. They were both unstoppable today. And they got the job done in the end. Now that was Duke. What about North Carolina? Let's talk about them for a few minutes. Roy Williams needs to take a course in Bobby Knight's potty mouth sailor mouth tautology 101. He should have been in that locker room after getting embarrassed by the hands of Louisville at home. If I was Roy Williams in North Carolina, the way we played today, I would have been back there cussing and screaming like a sailor, dropping every F-bomb in the book. North Carolina played awful. This was the worst loss under Roy Williams. 21 point, losing by 21 today? Unbelievable. I mean, North Carolina, 3-point shooting was awful. They got out-rebounded today, turned the ball over 15 times. They just played bad. And this is a North Carolina team that averages almost 90 points per game, and they get shut down to 62. What can you say? North Carolina, their chances in the ACC race may have just taken a little bit of a nosedive. But here's the question. Has Louisville knocking off North Carolina, and I'll say this about Louisville. If they can get a couple more quality wins against teams like NC State or Duke, maybe one or two more big quality wins, I think Louisville will be in the NCAA tournament. Well, here's what needs to happen for Louisville, in my opinion. They got to get a couple of good quality wins, and they got to go a good ways in the ACC tournament coming up in March. And I know it's a lot of people said, Scott, it's only January. It's not too early to be thinking about March Madness. And I'll say this, though. Everybody has said that it's not too early to be thinking about the madness. I got news for you. Conference play is now well underway. You're going to get the meat and potatoes of what's going to be happening. What you saw in the first couple of months was basically just a side dish. Now we're into the meat and potatoes of the schedule at the midway point of the season. And Louisville may have proven to some people that they belong in the ACC race. And North Carolina got embarrassed at home like I've never seen before. Now, we're halfway through the season, and now Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett, and Cam Reddish have now joined the Wooden Watch. One of those three players, in my opinion, for Duke, is going to be the National Player of the Year. There's no doubt in my mind. We've been talking about Duke and North Carolina. What about NC State? NC State had to come from behind today to beat Pitt, and they got the job done. They didn't play exactly spectacular themselves, But they did what they had to do at the end, and they got the victory. Now, now Pitt turning the ball over 17 times against NC State, that's what killed them right there. You can point to the other numbers or the other stats all you want, but the turnovers. You can't turn the ball over 15, 20 times or more and expect to win. And I'll tell you what, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, I didn't get to see much of that game, but Ole Miss took it. And some people said, what about Ohio State? Ohio State is now the Buckeyes have lost 3 straight. They've started conference play going in the wrong direction. The loss to Michigan State last Saturday, that hurt them. Then they get embarrassed at the hands of Rutgers. I don't know what's going on. And then they lose to Iowa today. But what can you say? Marquette is the beast of the Big East at the moment. St. John's is on their tail like there's no tomorrow. Is the Big East getting better? Only time will tell that, and we'll find out when the time comes. But some people have already said, I tell a lot of people, if you want to know how the NCAA tournament's going to go, watch the Big East tournament. This time around, it may be the ACC tournament that we may be watching. Because right now, the ACC race is already crowded. Virginia Tech, I think they're now back. I think Virginia Tech is for real. Now, here's the question. Do you think Louisville's for real, or do you think they still have some work to do? I think Louisville's going to be for real. After knocking off North Carolina today, I think Louisville belongs into the discussion in the already crowded ACC race. NC State came home a winner today. Virginia won big over Clemson. Now the ACC race is already tight, and it's going to get much tighter. The Big East battle, we'll have to wait and see what happens, because right now it's going to be Marquette, St. John's, and despite the fact that Seton Hall lost today, I would not count Seton Hall out yet. Don't count them out, because they can come out of the pack. Now Villanova, they've had some struggles. Could they come out of the pack and win the Big East? There's a lot of variables. There's a lot of questions to be answered on that. But I'm going to tell you right now, next Saturday is just going to be as crazy. And the bottom line is, we got a long way to go in this college basketball season. The season's still young. We'll have to wait to see what happens there. But I'm telling you, it's going to get crazy. So watch out next weekend. And that's all I'm going to say tonight, because my voice is about shot. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. All you have to do is just type my name, scroll down, look for this pretty face, click subscribe, and you'll see all the sports videos I have done so far. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. You guys have a fantastic night. You guys have a great night. I'll be back next Friday night at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time for the Scott Manning YouTube College Basketball Podcast Show. It's my pregame show, and I will get you ready for Saturday. And I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for being with me, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and thank you.